Guys, what we're going to do today is break down exactly how to turn $5 into $25,000, how to turn $1 into $10,000, the entire wholesaling real estate process. That's what we're sharing today, guys. You look at the thumbnail here, guys. Looks exciting. Go from rags to riches, trash to cash. We're going to break down all today how to do it. So we're going to break it down and share it. Make sure you smash the like button and subscribe. I appreciate everybody on here. Let's get into it. I am ready. Let's break it down. Woo! All right. So how do you turn $5 into $25,000 in wholesaling real estate? Let's break it down. So in today's video, we're going to break down exactly how you can make about $25,000 in assignment fees with just $5. I'm going to tell you right now, it's exciting because one thing I can tell you in wholesaling real estate is you can literally turn nothing into something, but the only thing you have to put in return is actually going out here and putting in the work. If you put in the work, you will get the results. If you do not put in the work, the results will not follow. It takes consistent action to get consistent results in wholesaling real estate. Pretty sure everybody knows that, but just to say again, that is what it's going to take. Also, let's tell you how to turn $1 into $10,000, all in about 7 easy steps. Around 7 steps to really break this down when you don't have much money. And I kind of put it in an easy format for you guys. So again, this is live, but remember when the live is over, you can go replay it, watch it, take your screenshots. Don't feel like you have to write all your notes instantly right now. You can always go back and sort of see how the process is going. So let's break it down right now. So let's go into step 1. So what is step 1? Step 1 in wholesaling real estate, I don't care how much money you got, you need to identify your market. There's people in virtual wholesaling real estate. There's people in local wholesaling real estate. I don't care what you have to identify what your market is. What is my average ARV in my market? How do I find the median home price in my market? How do I figure all these things in my local real estate wholesaling market? You're going to have to figure this out. The most important key steps I could tell you is if you want to figure out kind of the information on your market, getting that data, again, you're not alone in this. Right here is freewholesaling.com. That is my free real estate wholesaling course where I teach real estate wholesaling for free. 99% of people know I just scream and talk about that like all the time, but I'm telling you, if you want to start like breaking it down and getting into everything, you should identify your market. That's going to be the first thing you need to understand. Identifying your market is going to help you out so much starting out, because if you don't know your average ARV, you don't know what areas to be going after in your marketing, you're not going to do well. This is more for my virtual wholesalers out here. But really identifying your market, I'm going to put it because we have so many people around the entire world that are watching me right here. So identifying your market is going to be number one. Even if you're in a local market, you should identify the top wholesalers in your market, what they do, where the cash buyers is, all in there. It's very important. So step 1 right here is identifying your market. So what marketing works best? So we also got to figure that out. When we look at other wholesalers, we want to see, hey, are they drawing for dollars? The really successful ones. Are they cold calling? Are they doing direct mail? Are they doing probates? We got to figure out what the best are doing and sort of piggyback off of their success. It's going to be really important for us for doing the marketing there, so we know exactly what to do. Step 2, we are going to be pulling lists. Pretty shocker. We're just going to pull lists that you basically get for $5. Now, this begs the question, right? What are lists that I can pull for $5? And 80% of people know, oh my gosh, I know Zach's going to talk about, well, I got some new stuff too. I got some interesting stuff for you guys, but what list can you pull with $5, right? You got your government lists, basically $5 in gas money, right? That's really going to have you find. So these are the lists you can pull about $5. You got your government lists. You can basically, drive in person to and pull that. That's basically what $5 is going to get you. You got your Zillow for sale by owners, right? You got JVing. You have pre-foreclosures. Another really big part here is title company lists. I can tell you right now, you got no money. Your title company actually has software and data. Most title companies, because most of them are used like 3 or 4 of them, right? Basically, they can give you some probates, some pre-foreclosures, sometimes liens. Title companies, if you ask nicely, they can provide you some motivated seller data and lists. It's actually a really good one to be going after, and definitely one I recommend. So you can actually go out here and actually start pulling lists like this. So basically government lists, again, we're going to break down government lists, but like Zillow for sale by owners, JVing, pre-foreclosures, title company lists. So Zillow is basically someone who lists the property for sale by owner. We're going to break down government lists. JVing is basically co-wholesaling. It's basically when you're partnering up with another wholesaler on splitting the deal. We're going to break down a little bit that. I got a little system for that. I'm going to show you here in this video too. Also, pre-foreclosures, guys. In pre-foreclosures, we really want to break down. So pre-foreclosures is basically somebody that has 2, 3, 4 payments behind on the mortgage. These are a really good list to be going after because there's a ton of motivation on these lists. The next one's title company list, which they obviously pull from the title company. Now, these are my top government lists. I just kind of listed them here for you guys. These are my probates. These are the water shutoffs. These are the code violations, the liens, and then the arrest record list with any of the list above. Now, let me sort of explain. So probates, basically somebody passes away. More or less, we're going after the heirs of those properties. It's a very, very good one. But probates, it's everyone hears it. It's one of my favorite ones. It's one of the top government lists you could possibly pull. Now, the next one's water shutoffs. I cannot say this enough, but like if the water's not working in your house, that's nasty, right? Like your toilet's not working. You got to buy your drinking water, right? Like it just can't take showers. Like if the water is not working at your property and the water got shut off because you're not paying it, you're probably going to be very motivated to get rid of the property, or it's just sitting there vacant, right? It's a good list to be going after. You get that from your local county's public utility department. You actually get it for free. Learn exactly how at freewholesaling.com. Next one's code violations. These are basically people that have tall grass. Maybe they have junk vehicles, right? Structural damage, mold, mildew. Get that from your code enforcement department. Again, we teach that free at freewholesaling.com. Next is the lien list, right? There's so many types of liens you can pull from the county's clerk of the court public records. You got tax liens. You got IRS debt lien lists. You got credit card debt lien lists. The liens kind of go over. I mean, there's child support liens. I don't like the mechanics liens too much. You got utility liens. They're like solar liens. Guys, there's a million liens out here. But I like generally, like most of the liens are good. I like the tax liens the most. And credit card debt lien lists are really good too. People are behind on the credit card payments, right? And then the arrest record list. Now, I don't think you should go after every single arrest record, right? If you can go after an arrest record and see if they have any other motivating circumstance, maybe they have an IRS debt lien list, or maybe a Department of Revenue for like a Georgia Department of Revenue lien, and they got arrested, that's probably a good list to be going after too. So that's definitely a list I would be saying you probably should be going after. Now, with step 3, obviously we got the list. We got to sort of figure out how to get a hold of these sellers, right? So we have to once we get the list, we got to get a hold of the seller. So how do we get a hold of the seller here, right? Basically, you can use these methods, right? You can either cold call them. I recommend truepeoplesearch.com to get somebody's phone number. I love truepeoplesearch.com. It's one of the best free skip tracing platforms out there. So use truepeoplesearch.com, truepeoplesearch.com. Get their phone number absolutely for free. You can do a voicemail and text. Basically, you can call somebody, leave a voicemail in there. You can drop voicemails, but with $5, it's going to be a little harder to do. You can text with Google Voice. There's a lot of free services out here to go text. You can basically just put sticky notes on properties if you have a bike or you're going to walk there, sprint there, you got $5 for gas. Basically on Amazon, I checked it today. It's about 1.3 cents per sticky note. Not that expensive. Okay, so it's very cheap. So 1.3 cents a sticky note is pretty good. Or you can use the buddy approach if you want to get a hold of sellers and do your marketing. And this is a free hack. So let's talk about the buddy approach. Gurus love using weird words and creating courses over it, right? So I made my little one and call it the buddy approach. Some guru's going to steal it. What am I going to do? But I told you here first, just FYI for everyone. So let's break down what the buddy approach is. I've been telling everyone to use the buddy approach for a while, but let me kind of put pen to paper and show you what the buddy approach is. Now, the buddy approach is basically step 1, you find a buddy, right? Usually another person that wants to make some money, they want to get into wholesaling, that there's someone, maybe if I live in, I don't know what, England, right? And I wanted to go wholesale in Dayton, Ohio. I want to find a local guy or a buddy or gal that lives in Dayton, Ohio, right? The best buddy system and the best combination of success, and there's a million ways they can kind of break this down, but like it's really good in the buddy approach when you have something that will complement each other. So what I mean by this, the best approach is when somebody has an advantage on something and somebody has a good advantage and they can kind of combine forces and make it better. Let's use an example for the buddy approach. I might, let's say, try to wholesale in Detroit, Michigan, right? And I live in Florida. I don't live in Detroit. I can't drive for dollars in Detroit. And I got $5, right? What am I going to do? I can find a buddy who is in Detroit. They're getting started in wholesaling real estate, but they're very nervous talking to sellers. They don't want to go out here and do the marketing. That scares them. They don't like talking. They're kind of a quiet person, but they have money. They can drive for dollars. They want to get in the wholesaling real estate game, but they just don't like cold calling. They don't want to go into appointments. They don't want to do they don't want to do any of that stuff, but they're okay staying in the car, listening to a podcast and drive around, right? That is the best approach. So if the buddy system where I'm good at talking to sellers, all I want someone to drive for dollars for me. I got the hustle, I got the ambition, I want to get it going. I'll skip trades, I don't care. I just want to go after these leads myself, and I just want to get a deal. I'm hungry for it. I'm going to find a buddy in Detroit who is very nervous, who maybe new. They don't like talking to sellers, that they don't want to do this stuff, but they're willing to drive for dollars for me. I only have $5. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to find a buddy, and we're going to make the best of that situation. So I'm going to find a buddy in, let's say, Detroit, right? And they want to drive for dollars, but they just don't want to talk to sellers. That's going to be perfect. I'm going to sign a JV agreement with that buddy for Detroit, Michigan, right? And what I'm going to tell you here is, let's see. All right, let's, sorry, the Twitch thing keeps going in and out, but all right. So we're going to sign a JV agreement with the guy saying we're going to split the deals that we have on the JV agreement here. So we're going to sign the JV agreement with the buddy. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to have the buddy, we're either going to give them a list of code violations to reverse drive for dollars, or we're just going to give them a list of, or probates, or we're just going to give them a list of areas that we found that are good with other wholesalers doing well. And they're going to drive for dollars for us, maybe get 50, 100 leads a week. And what they're going to do is give us a list of that. Maybe they skip trace if they got money or they want to treat people search, but like, it depends on like what agreement you have with your buddy, quote unquote. And what they're going to do is send you those leads. You guys, you already agreed to split the deal, right? And what we're going to do is you're going to close the seller, cold call the seller. You're going to find the cat. You're going to do a lot of the work, but they're driving for dollars, which you obviously can't drive. So that's the biggest. They get half the deal, and you split the deal with them 50-50. The buddy approach doesn't work if you're a terrible garbage human being, okay? So if you agree to split a deal and it's a $15,000 check, and at the end you don't want to split the deal, don't be a garbage human being, okay? Be a man or woman of your word and go out. Like, do what you say, right? The buddy approach is built on trust. So if you have someone you want to build trust with, I think that's a really, like, if you got $5, you could easily, like, I'm telling you, like if you go to my wholesaling group, or if you go in the comments here, you could probably find 4 people in Detroit that really want to get in wholesaling. They don't want to go cold call, and they'll drive for dollars for you all day. If they're like, I get drive for dollars and I don't have to cold call and I get half the deal, oh my gosh, that's a win-win, right? And if I'm in Europe, right, I'm like, I can't drive for dollars, and I know this is such a great list. Zach says all I have to do is just call these leads, and they're basically already there for me, and no other wholesalers going after them. So it's a win-win for each person. But it doesn't work if you're a garbage human being, okay? That's why you have to sign a JV agreement. That's why you have to be agreement and lockstep with each other, and it's built on trust. And so I'm telling you guys, I don't care if it's a $50,000 fee, you're going to split the deal. They brought half of the effort into it, and you brought the other half. It works really well, guys. But it only works if you have trust. And this is a great approach if you're the right person for it. If you think you're not going to be the right person for it, don't do it. If somebody approaches you for the buddy approach, make sure you sign a JV agreement. Make sure you know that they're a good person. I'm telling you, there's a lot of shady people in this business. I think a lot of people following me are nice and good and have morals and ethics, but I can't guarantee it if somebody reaches out from my group on it. But I'm telling you guys, if you do this, you have to have complete agreement and trust on it. But I'm telling you, it's a great approach. It's kind of a great win-win situation. That's a great way to do it. So I love the buddy approach. It's definitely something I recommend. So give a quick second to screenshot that if you guys want to. I call it the buddy approach, whatever guru system they call it. You can just call it whatever, the GIN method. I don't care what way. Call it whatever you want. Really don't care. So step 4, right? We're doing a marketing. We're pull the list, right? Now this is basically standard real estate investing to a point, pretty much stuff I always talk about, but like, you're going to collect the leads, put in our CRM, Podio. We're going to meet with the seller, right? We're going to get qualified, and then we're going to try to lock up the deal on the appointment, right? Pretty standard. We lock up the deal, we bring it to title, right? Pretty much as standard as wholesaling gets. We're going to send that deal to a cash buyer. They walk through. We're going to sign the deal, right? Pretty much everything basically we teach at freewholesaling.com, right? But like, that is how, starting out, you can turn $5,000 into $25,000. Let's kind of go back here and kind of do a quick recap of this. I don't want to give anyone confused here, but like, let's do a quick recap, right? We're going to identify our market. Okay. We're going to find a good market. We're going to find what marketing is going to work best. And then from there, we're going to pull a list we can get for $5. We have government lists, Zillow for sale by owners, JVings, pre-foreclosures, title company lists, all this stuff, guys. My top government list, right? Again, probates, water shutoffs, code violation, liens, arrest records, any list. And then if you combine it with any list above, no one really talks about these lists because nobody really wholesales real estate. These gurus are crazy. Step 3, get a hold of the sellers. You can contact them each way: cold calling, voicemail, text, sticky notes, use the buddy approach. When you got $5, guys, I'm telling you, you can't do direct mail. SMS text blasting with like batch is going to be a little too expensive, right? For $5 or $1, right? Sticky notes is going to be fine. The buddy approach is probably going to be the one that I'd prefer for a lot of people if you can. I know a lot of people found 5 or 6 people to drive for dollars for them. Basically, that is the buddy approach. And then from there, collect the leads, qualify them, mute the seller, lock up the deal, send a title, get a cash buyer, basically send the assignment of contract over, close on the deal, and make your money. Guys, that is how you turn $5 into $25,000. It's very simple. It's really not that complicated. I don't know why so many people complicate the entire wholesaling real estate business, because the truth is, like, if you don't have a lot of money, you're either going to have to put in your time in the business. So, okay, let's kind of break this down a little more macro, right? You either have time or money you're going to put in this business. Preferably both, right? Preferably both will make the most money. If you don't have money, you're going to have to put in time. And if you don't have time, you're going to have to put money into your marketing. The issue comes when you have no time or money. And that's kind of hard to have to a point for a lot of people starting out, right? Now, I get it. You have kids, a job, things like that. But usually if you have a job, you have money to put in the marketing, it makes it a little easier. But unfortunately, if you're coming out here and you got no time or money, it's going to be very hard to get started in this business, because the more time you put in this business, the better chance of you getting a deal. So I get asked, like, how do I increase my chance of getting a deal? How do I do more deals, right? It's all consistent action, but it's all like a lottery ticket, or I would say a roulette board, right? So if we look at, let's pull up a roulette board and let me show you what I mean. All right. Roulette board. Hold on. Oh, popped up charcuterie board. All right. Let's do a roulette wheel. All right. Let's make this big. All right. Let me show you what I mean by this. I'm not crazy. Okay. I am kind of crazy. All right. Let's just do a roulette table. All right. So let's call roulette table kind of like wholesaling. It's very similar, actually. Like, you really look at a roulette table. It's actually kind of weird. All right. Let's do this one. All right. That one looks good. All right. How do I pop this up? Make it big. Can I make this bigger? Hold up. All right, there we go. All right, wrong one. Hold on. All right, let's look at a roulette board, and it'll kind of help you share exactly how to do it. So this is a roulette board, okay? So if we look at the roulette board right here, obviously we got to put a bet on there and then see if it hits, right? The thing is, like, we got, black, we got red, we got the numbers. So let's say we're only betting the numbers, right? If I am just cold calling like 100 leads, right? It's like going on a roulette board and hitting like the 30 and being on like 30, right? That's kind of weird and confusing, right? Like, why would I hit the 30 on that? That makes no sense. Like, if I do 100, eventually though, like, if you do 100 every single day for like a year straight, of course you're going to hit the 30, right? Now, the cool part is if I'm doing 1,000 leads, right? It's like I'm doing 36. It's like I'm doing 36, 33, 30, 27, 24. That makes it a lot easier, right? Now, if I'm SMS text blasting like 3,000 leads a day, right? It's kind of like I just hit red or black, right? Or odd or even, right? Or like first, second, because that's the coolest part. So if I put more time in this business, I just get to put more chips on these, right? And I don't lose it, right? I have a chance of it hitting on each one. So the more time I put on, kind of like roulette, the more chances I have of getting that deal. So obviously, if you only have an hour a day, you might be at 36 or 33 if you have a really good list. And like, it's going to be hard to hit that, right? But to a point, like if I'm having like all this square, it's going to be a lot easier to get a deal if I put red or black, right? It comes a lot more predictable. That's the same thing with your real estate wholesaling marketing, right? And it's the honest truth though, too. Like, if I'm coming out here and I can predictably know if I bet on, the second 12, like right here, right? If I bet on second 12, I know every week if I only have one bet a day, I'm probably going to hit one or two of those every single week, right? And predictably every single month, right? And that might be 5 or 6 deals every single month, right? And that's the point with our marketing. That's the point of putting the time in this business is it's exactly like a roulette wheel, because I don't know if it's going to be a deal or not. It's kind of up to chance to a point, right? If you do it the right way. But that's why a lot of wholesalers that are really successful, like they're just putting all these, like putting the chips, and they know when they put it, it's going to hit eventually. And over time, they know if they get 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 deals a month versus the guy that's only doing one deal a month. It's not because the one person's spending more time. They're just being able to put more chips on the board, which is your marketing, right? And that's the way you have to look at your wholesaling real estate. And if you can look at it like that, I'm telling you, sky's the limit for your wholesaling real estate success. So